Hi, everyone. I'm Linny Bott. Welcome to my live tonight. I'm going to be talking a bit about what we can do with self tanners. I do this on Facebook, and I thought I would come over here to YouTube as well and bring you some of the information that I do in the Style Compass Academy. If you're new to the Style Compass Academy, it's a place, a community of like minded people, men and women, who are looking to build out a wardrobe that they love to wear, look and feel great from the inside out, where I share information regarding hairstyling, makeup, and clothing. It's all part of a great big experience, something that I've been working towards for a really long time. I have an opportunity to share some information with you later. So if you'd like to learn more about it, I can leave you some information regarding that. Okay, so what I want to share with you tonight is some information on a great idea regarding what's happening with, here we go, 6 things that you do at the same time of technology. So I wanted to talk about how you can get sunshine in a bottle without all the orange streaking, because the world we live in right now, we understand how damaging that the sun is to our skin, the UV rays, not using a tanning bed, but we all want to have that beautiful glowing golden skin. It's a fantastic idea to be able to have a gorgeous suntan, lots of bronzing. We just look healthier. We all feel a little better. Our clothes seem to look better on us. Everything is just gorgeous. But when I used a self tanner in the 80s, I came out looking like Anne Hathaway in her movies. So this is way too this is so familiar from the time in the 80s. And if you've been using self tanners for a long time, maybe you've come across a moment where you ended up just too streaky, too built up. The color was really wrong for your skin tone. And it was something that turned you off of self tanners. It turned me off self tanners for a long time. I ended up having orange fingers. It was all streaking down my arms. I didn't realize that there was a preparation to be able to do this. I didn't understand that there was a way to make it work for you. It was going to be a fantastic idea, and how it ended up being something I didn't want to review back to for years to come. However, I had a client asking me about some recommendations recently. So I felt that it was a really great time to look at what self tanning products are out there, what the do's and don'ts were around how to prepare your skin for it, as well as what were some of the products that you could be using. And I really enjoyed finding out more about this product. I tend to use the same one over and over again, as it is one of those things you have to try to find the right color. There comes a point in time when nothing but some self experience, some experimentation is going to find you the right tone. However, the companies are fantastic, and the ones that I'm going to be showing you today have been able to really hone in on a great description, lots of colors, understanding their undertones so that we can avoid being this orange, this glowy, and making sure that we're not um, repeating this mistake. This was an exciting thing from the Stellar Market Research Company. For me, I wanted to understand a bit more regarding what was going on with self tanning. And self tanning, in and of itself, came up in the 50s from a chemist by the name of Eva Wittgenstein. I wanted to make sure I said it accurately, so I wrote it down. She's a chemist who accidentally discovered that an active ingredient of DHA, dihydroxide, no, we're not doing it, DHA. And when that combined with the amino acids in our skin, went darker. So she immediately went and patented. And I think that was a really great foresight to imagine that people wanted to have glowing skin, warm skin without the sunburn, without the sun damage. So brilliant woman went and did her patent. And then it started kind of picking up speed in the 60s. However, we didn't understand the advantages and the advancements in science that they have today. It started picking up momentum more in the 80s, and by the 90s, they discovered if they changed the formula a bit and put it in a mist, they had a better result and they were in the direction they wanted to go in. So you think about how far this product has come to the point where in 2023, they're looking at it just over $1 billion industry, projecting in 10 years to be a $2 billion industry. It's made up of lotions and gels. We're looking from 2018 to 2030 with this incredible revenue projection. Amazing. So when you look at some of the leading companies, I found this to be very interesting. The European region is very dominant in this product, and this is something North America is catching on to, but it's quite interesting to realize this is something that's very strong in the European market. We've got Avon in the leading companies. Unilever, multifaceted company. Christian Dior, Saint Tropez. So Saint Tropez has been a leader in self tanners for years and years and years. We're going to take a closer look at them as well. And the Beiersdorf AG, I'm going to guess that is definitely a European company. I am not familiar with this particular company. However, it's very fascinating to realize how so many companies have gotten involved with this particular product and the evolution of it. Now, in many cases, I know of such a wide age range of people who are using the product now so that they can control the coloring, especially if you've got an event coming up. If you're very sensitive to the sun, you're not spending any time outside, whatever your reason, and you don't necessarily want to have a lighter skin tone, or maybe you've got an uneven suntan where you've spent some time outside, you like to cycle, you like to walk, you're very active outside, but you've got an event coming up and you've got a tan line, something that isn't maybe as balanced on your body. Some people really have light legs. They're always in pants or they're covering them up and their shoulders are much darker. This is a perfect product to be able to start getting a deep dive in. So let's look at that. Okay, so let's start with some of the prepping. This is something that I did not know in the 80s, guaranteed. I just went from the shower or probably didn't even have moisture sitting on my skin and opened up that bottle, put it all over me, and it was just a huge disaster. Today, we have a better understanding of what to expect, how to prepare our skin, and that's the most important thing. So to get that beautiful all over tan, we recognize that we've got to exfoliate. That makes sense. We've got to get some of that dead skin off. We recognize this with our skincare. And just like great skincare to prepare for our makeup, we realize that we've got to have great skin prep for self-tanner. So a loofah, beautiful pads. You can do a natural, you can do the synthetic, the cheap and cheerful synthetic ones. Whatever you're comfortable with, your sensitivity to your skin. You want to be paying attention around the elbows, the ankles, around the feet, in the knees, those kinds of things. You're going to spend a great deal of time doing this exfoliant. And it's recommended to make sure that you shave 1 to 2 days prior to. You do not want to be shaving the same day you start putting on your first layer of self-tanner. You want to be able to get that in and absorbing, because if you're shaving your legs, that's going to be taking off a very thin layer of skin. And that, again, it's just going to throw off the way that the body is absorbing the products. Moisturizing 2 hours before you're applying really allows the opportunity for even moisture going across the body. I happen to love this particular product, Nux from Paris. It's botanical. It's very moisturizing. I love the dry oil. It absorbs beautifully. It doesn't leave a greasy film on the skin. The balm oil, it's a combination between, think shea butter and oil in one. Very nourishing, botanical based, sensitive skin can use it as well. Of course, starting with body scrub, which has a sugar crystal base to it. So it dissolves, it's nice. It'll give you your exfoliant. And then when you're rinsing that off, it just dissolves the water. dissolves the sugar, and it just really cleans that skin beautifully. So once again, your preference, you understand what your skin type is like. You want to be thinking of something that's going to be very absorbent to your skin, head to toe. Spend some time, spend the effort making this the number one step that you do in preparing for your self tanner. Don't skip this step. All right, the next thing I really want you to consider, and again, this is a non-negotiable. You have to have these tools in order to get this result. So we look at this, found this picture on the internet, and here's a young lady who has not seen the sun for a while. She's, given us a perfect example of someone who has not spent any time in the sun, but wants to look like she's got a beautiful glowing tan. This is achieved by doing step one with the exfoliating, moisturizing, the preparation, and the supplies. I'm giving you the example of Coco and Eve because they're the perfect company product example, but there are many, many, many companies out there that have these three pieces that you need. And you need the mitt, you need the towel, it's for your back, and you need the kabuchi brush. So the mitt is absolutely foolproof. You're putting the product on the mitt, you're going from head to toe, whether you start from toe up or if you start from head down, your choice. You've got to be consistent. You've got to make sure you're getting absolutely everything. Make sure you're standing in front of a mirror. Make sure you're paying attention to what you're doing. You don't want to be wearing clothes, of course, when you're doing this. And when you're doing your back, you're going to use the back towel. Again, you're going to put it on the towel. You're going to go from one shoulder down. You're going to reapply. You're going to go from the next shoulder, the other shoulder down, and you're going in a zigzag motion. It's a fantastic way. It's very effective. It's a wonderful way to get it all over the back. And the velvet absorption is perfect for the skin. It allows it to be a nice coating. It's not going to get sticky. It's an excellent way to distribute it evenly through your body, all over your body. And then the kabuchi brush, what's so fantastic about that is it's excellent for hairline. It's excellent for around the ears. It's fantastic in between fingers and toes, around the ankles. And just like we're blending in our foundation, it's got a dense brush base to it so that it can make sure that it's buffing and blending at the same time as it is making sure that it's being absorbed into all of those difficult, awkward places that need a little bit more attention. So these three are a must-have. You don't want to skip on these. Doing step one is important. This is step two. This is absolutely how you're going to get a successful application, streak-free, and absorbs properly into the skin. All right, let's take a look at how you're going to pick your desired result, because what I was talking about in terms of the self tanners initially coming out as being very orange, they've expanded the range of colors to the point where they've also understood you need to recognize the undertones of the self tanner. And in a lot of cases, they call them natural or green undertone. And the green undertone allows you to get that really deep Saint Tropez base, deep Mediterranean rich tone, but unique that there is a green undertone to it. So it can sometimes be a little off-putting initially, right? Be a bit surprising, and you think, oh no, this is not the color I want to go for. So think about the desired result you want to go for. Are you going for a golden hue? Do you want a light golden hue? Do you want rich? Do you want deep? Do you want dark? There's many choices, and a lot of the companies are very specific about what they're going for. Now, you can go on their website. They will often have more description about the type of end result that they will develop and they could produce, and they're very clear about it. So think about what that undertone is. If you have a cool undertone, you're probably going to want to go with the green or natural undertones. If you have a golden hue, a golden undertone in your skin, then things that will say rich golden brown, that kind of description may be very much what you're looking for. So think about that. You've also got to trust the process. So again, fabulous picture off of the internet, because this is someone who recognizes there's this stage right in the middle between where you're putting it on and when you're rinsing it off. In between, you'll have a glow to your skin. It could be a bit intense. It could have a high gold hue to it. It could have a stronger green undertone to it. It's the skin working with the active ingredients, absorbing the color, and getting your pigment working with this combination. Once you've rinsed it off, however, it gets a little closer to the coloring you're looking for. So think about that middle point in time. If you're putting this on in the morning and you're going to go to work, you may, and you're working and you're around a bunch of people, you may feel that it could be a little say intense looking or peculiar, or something that your clothes could actually interfere with. So if you're wearing a belt, you want to be able to making sure if you're going through the day, you're comfortable with the fact that you could have a lot more intensity in your color. Good for you. That's fantastic. A couple of things to think about. Make sure that you're wearing some loose clothing. As I said, no belt, something that's not binding. Now, of course, if you're going to be wearing a bra, that's completely different. However, maybe avoid putting the lotions, the foams, that kind of thing on the body where you're going to be keeping your bra, or anything that's going to be restrictive in your torso, because it'll stain it. And we don't want to have that, right? So think about that. Think about the footwear you're going to be wearing. If you're putting product on your feet, there's strappy shoes. Often, because it's rubbing against it, it's going to leave a mark as well. So think about those things and just avoid socks. Just don't do it. You're going to end up with some really crazy lines. And again, thinking things through. So if you put this on before you go to bed, a lot of these are absorbent, quick absorbing, and they dry very quickly. So you're really not going to stain the bed sheets with any of these products. It should be absorbed very quickly. And then you get up in the morning, take your shower, and no one's the wiser. You had a tan in the middle of the night. Okay, let's look at some of the products. Bondi Sands is the Australian tan, and these all came in at the top five of the 2023 best self-tanners. This was an opportunity to really think about the ones I've used and the ones I want to use. So St. Tropez comes in as one of the top three, and have for years and years and years. And they've really figured out how they can do a beautiful scent, right? If you remember, there was this really funky smell that came with a self-tanner that was very pleasant. It smelled somewhere between sweat and stinky socks or something. It wasn't great. However, they have really changed and worked on making sure that things don't have that weird smell anymore. And a lot of the companies, Bondi Sands also has the no fragrance. So it's nice to have the coconut scent, that feeling that you're a little on the islands or at the beach, putting on your suntan lotion. It has a very pleasant smell to it now. So Coco and Eve has a medium dark, ultra dark option with the foams. These are absolutely when you're going to be using your mitts, your back towel, the kabuchi. Although it absorbs in a really soft way, you want to make sure that you're getting even distribution with that mitt. The L'Oreal, the Sublime Bronze, is a lovely light tone mixing with coconut water and vitamin E. So there's some nourishment elements to it. The body is absorbing it in a really soft, moisturizing way. Everything just has a really soft moisturizing aspect to it. But the best part about these is that they dry really quickly. And they are buildable. However, you do need to rinse them off. The one on the right, the Bondi Sands, the self-tanning foam, the 1 hour express, that's going to dry very quickly and you're going to see the result relatively fast. So if you want to put that on, you're going out, you want to put it on, you can rinse it off after an hour. You want to make sure you're going to be rinsing it off though. So that's what the express means. You don't have to keep it on for the up to 8 hour that most of them are recommended. Again, check your undertones and check for the coloring. What else they have created, which I think this is fantastic because once again, when you look at Anne Hathaway and that example of an orange face, I think that might be my biggest fear ever. It was bad enough that I had orange fingers and orange arms. That picture just sums it up for me. Her panic, her horror of having orange skin is terrifying. So what's fantastic is how they have evolved in this product. Being able to put drops into your moisturizer and then through the day start to just glow and come up with the glow. So you can control how many drops you're putting in your moisturizer. A lot of this also has a moisturizing property to it. The Cocoa and Eve has niacinamides in it and an anti-aging serum. You're getting 2-in-1. You're getting the plumping, you're getting the moisturizing, plus you're getting a lot more of a glow from your product. There's a lot of them out there. Once again, I think going to the website to find that undertone is so important so that you're not getting an unsightly coloring against your skin, especially for your face. The mist is phenomenal. I've used the St. Tropez, the bronzing water, and it was a lovely, soft, sun-kissed glow. I love the mists. Keep them away 4 to 6 inches away from the face. Now, if you have fine hair, light hair like I do, highly recommend pulling your hair back, putting on your hairband, a very large hairband, and or a towel wrap so that you're not misting your hair. It will absorb into the hair and you can get some discoloration, especially if you're highlighted like I am. So keep that in mind. The mists are really a beautiful way to distribute. Once again, going back and forth, very even, making sure you've moisturized ahead of time so that it is absorbing. There's no dry patch. There's no uneven porosity to it. And because there's such light waters, it'll go very gently over the skin. It's a much lighter way. It's not spraying a tan on your face. This still takes time to get some color over your skin. Again, working with your pigment, working with your chemistry, they start to come up over the couple of hours and it starts to glow. So if you are putting it on in the morning, just remember it's going to start to warm up. It's going to start to show as time goes on. And this isn't just face lotion. This is also body lotion. And these are really tried and true. These are the OGs for me because lotion was the first place I started when I decided I wanted to go back into the self-tanning world and find something that I was so much more comfortable using. And this was an easy entry level. This is beginner level, if you will, for people who are really not sure about the foams and the mitts and the back towel. This is a nice way to just start to warm up the skin tone. For me, my first product that I went into and used for years was Jergens. It's much more glycerin, much more slippery, very hydrating, and it was great for the fair to medium skin tones. So look for language like that to find a way of that light glow didn't come off orange for me. It was a soft golden hue. I have a cooler undertone, but I wasn't ready to go into that deep, dark green undertone. And I just wanted something that was just going to take the stark white off of my skin. So I used Jergens for a really long time and then went into St. Tropez. And then once I started making that shift with their classic lotion, I felt much more confident really working into a deeper overall look, choosing the color that I liked, working something into my regime. These are beautiful. They're very buildable. Again, they're much more lotion based, glycerin based, shea butters, things that will absorb into the skin. And the tint of the self tanner is not as deep as the foams are. Now, these sit on the skin for a bit of time. It takes them a while to absorb into the skin. So these aren't as dry acting as quickly. So think twice about putting these on and then going to bed, because these ones could definitely come out in your pillowcase and your sheets, that kind of thing. So this is your daytime approach. Maybe give yourself a good half an hour before you're putting your clothes on so the body can absorb as much of it as possible. Clarins is a tried and true. They have a 24-hour hydration with it. So once again, you're getting that nourishment with the self tanner. It's gorgeous. And the gradual illuminating tanning lotion, bit more of a sheen, allows the body to have that iridescence to it without looking shiny, without looking sparkly. It's a beautiful lotion. It's very rich, very nourishing. All of these are buildable, very controllable. They really give your skin that gorgeous glow that you're looking for in a way that you can not have to sit in the sun, not have to put yourself out in dangerous UV rays, and give yourself that overall glow for whatever event that you're looking to experience. So I am Linny Bott, and if you are unfamiliar with the Style Compass Academy, I'm happy to share more information regarding how I can help you look and feel your best through your wardrobe, your hairstyle, and your makeup. I have over 30 years experience in the beauty industry, and it's an opportunity now to join me in my first course. It's going to be starting up in the fall, and there'll be a wait list. It's going to be a small cohort. There's just going to be a group of us who are really going to take a deep dive into creating your best wardrobe, your signature style built from your own personal blueprint. I'm very excited to share it. And if you're looking for more information on that, please message me and I will send you more details. So I love the fact that you were here with me this evening and had the opportunity to give all of ourselves the chance to, where am I? Okay. So thank you again for being here for me and the opportunity to share this insight with you, and the way that we have another opportunity in the future. I will be doing more of these on a regular basis. And if you would like to learn more about the Style Compass Academy, let me know. I'm Linny Bott. Thank you so much for joining me this evening. Have a wonderful evening, and we'll talk soon. Bye for now.